We're not on.
Hey.
No.
No. See, she's not quite ready yet.
No, I'm not.
Oh, boy. Well. Ouch. We're going to hang out here for a little bit to see who comes up before we get started.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean by not being on yet, because we should wait a few minutes and then notice that they do.
Let's wait a few minutes. Somebody come up, pop up, we'll see.
Did you check all of your systems before we get into saying hello and all that? Check everything. Get your videos up.
I am doing what I can with videos that we're going to be showing today.
Oh, I thought you were going to show the one with the HOA.
Yes, I got that.
And then also the interview from
I have that.
store. Okay.
Yeah, I have that. Wait and see who pops in for us.
I want to say welcome back anyway.
Welcome back, guys.
And it's good to be here. Even if there's no one there, we're here right now. And hopefully later you will catch this video with this important information.
Yes, it's very important.
Yeah.
Something that's going to be very helpful to your knowledge, right?
Yeah, everything is helpful, I think, And we're not those people that I don't want to be what they call conspiracy thinkers and going after this group, and we don't have petitions for you to sign and all that. We're just plain old folk, right?
We're plain folks.
That's what I want to be.
Where's
That's
my
what we
kiss?
strive to be. Oh,
And my kiss.
this is still G-rated.
G-rated.
Yes, we are. For the general public.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, we'll still hang out a little bit and see if anybody appeals to us, since that's the topic.
He loves to play on the words. He's trying to get in the topic, but I'm telling him, we're not there yet. Not there yet.
Hopefully we'll have somebody show up.
Well, if they don't, it's okay. They can always catch it
Right,
later.
they can always catch it later. Yeah.
Yeah. So welcome back to our Back to Eden Garden series. And this is episode 5, and we're all about taking care of the business this year as we see it.
Right.
And we've been talking about pruning. We're still doing another form of pruning today. Today we're going to be talking about, there's so much controversy with organics versus non-organics and Opeel.
Apeel and Opeel.
And Eddy Peel.
Eddy Peel, yeah.
And any other names that it might have. So today we're going to be discussing some of those things and show you what we found as consumers, people, gardeners, and we thought maybe our input might be interesting to you as well and to help you to make the right decisions about your future.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what we will be doing today.
In the future, what you put in your stomach.
Yes, yes. First question I would like to ask is, do you grow organics? We do.
We do.
We do. And if you're not, are you considering growing organics? And so we're going to talk about the thing that's the negative right now. We're going to
disconnected.
Well, actually, I shouldn't say it's negative, but a lot of people are saying that it's negative, and you be the judge for yourself. You do your own research. We're just here to shed a little bit of light. So Apeel, everybody's been talking about the coating, the synthetic coating that is on everything. It's an invisible coating that's been put on everything that you go to the grocery store and you say that, hey, I'm consciously buying and paying for organics. That's my problem. I'm consciously paying for organic produce, and it has this sticker, either Opeel or organic Opeel.
Right.
The other name's Eddy.
Eddy Peel.
Eddy Peel. And these are edible fatty acids, commonly natural compounds in seeds and pulps of seeds, and they make these. And they're very good in some ways. It sounds wonderful because what they do, they preserve your foods and your vegetables. So when you go to the store and you're seeing all these bright green produce that's been in there on Monday, and then you come back and there's still bunches of the same beautiful cilantro that you want to see, and it's all bright and green, and you know yours doesn't last that long at home because it's gonna, if you wash it or if you do anything to it, those leaves are turning brown, and so it's very cost effective for the grocery stores, I would say.
Right.
Very cost effective for them because they're trying to look at their bottom line. They have employees to pay, they have production and costs and shipping. And so for the companies, it's a win-win.
Oh, yes.
And for consumers,
It's
It's
a
another
lose-lose.
Well, actually, it's a win-win when you come in the store because you're happy.
Right.
Let's face it, you're
Looks
happy.
colorful.
It's colorful. It looks good. You know,
Bright.
You're having guests over, and you wanted to make a presentation. This beautiful table with all these goodies on it, and you want them vibrant and green and
High contrast colors.
Yeah, you know, so we have to actually think about what's effective for you. Every individual has their own thoughts on that. You know, some people
They do.
some people like the glim and the glamour, right?
Right.
You know, and same thing with their food. They don't care about what it does to the
As long as it's
Long
aesthetically pleasing.
exactly. They're
See,
not looking at the
They'll be asleep, but
yeah.
I don't care about what color it is.
Yeah.
It's bright. I
Yeah.
don't care what's on it. I'll just sleep.
Okay.
To
And
that fact.
So is it effective? Eddy Peel and Apeel and all these other things, and this is one of these. Of course, it's a Bill Gates company. I won't say anymore. But moving
You
on,
went there, huh?
I just said that really quick to throw it out there that it's effective because for them you have all of the farmers that want to be able to sell their crops. Think about it this way.
Right.
They want to sell their crops and they've grown them. They've done their part.
Right.
They've suffered. They've only used, because organic doesn't mean 100% organic. People
Right.
should know that. I think it's like they're allowed to use up to 10 chemicals still. That's now the meaning
You have
of
a little
organic.
bit of chemicals?
Yes.
Just 10?
That's maybe 10 or 11. I might be wrong. Maybe
Oh,
15
man.
even. Do your research. But the thing is, they can still put a little bit of evil in your food.
In them
okay?
10 chemicals.
They can put a little bit
You
of
got that
evil,
right.
whichever one they choose. They can just put a little drop here and there and do it. But we have to think about the greater good for you, me. What do you want? You know, we do a lot here. And I won't get into that right now because that's on the second side. I'm still talking about Apeel, so I'll go back to Apeel. The effective part, yes, it's effective because, see, treating stuff like avocados, that stuff has to go a long ways. They're getting our stuff from Peru.
Yes.
They're getting this stuff, Brazil. You know, you look at the names, you're going like, what? It traveled across the country. And then, you feel proud. Like, they got it to little old me. But you got to realize what they had to do to get it to little old you.
I'm eating organically.
Yes, and you're eating organically. It might have left the states that way, or then again, it may not. They might have started spraying it at that end, and you know how one time, how when you put on the deodorant and then you realize it's not lasting, you gotta reapply.
Yeah,
Well,
don't
I'm just
remind
saying-
me.
Well, I'm just saying, you're saying, so these fruits and stuff, you got to look at all of the things that we know as common as human beings because we are human, and
Right.
organic is organic. We're organic too, right?
I'm alien. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I knew there was something different with you, but we'll talk about that in another one because
That's another show.
definitely different. But to say that, you got to look at and think, well, they're doing the same thing because these tender vegetables and that beautiful green or that beautiful yellow, you want to protect that, and the skin may bruise. So you're trying to do everything that you can as these big box stores and consumers and manufacturings.
Right.
That's another reason why I think people would always eat what was in season. Don't you think so?
I do. I do.
Before we got so complicated and perplexed with how we have to eat and what we must eat, they ate everything in season. When it was there and it was available, they ate it. When it was done, and even me, I'm not that old. I was raised that way,
Right.
And when we had apples on our tree, we had apples. And when we didn't have any more, we just didn't have any
Right,
more.
you did without.
And the stores were the same way. They catered to what was available, and you would buy them. And I used to remember buying fruits from the stores when my parents would, and there would be little dings on them. There would be little holes in it that birds would, bite things, and you can see the little bite marks. These are natural things. You can't even explain that to your children or grandchildren now. I would say grandchildren now because I have grandkids.
I'd
I
like
don't know about you.
to take a moment to give a shout out to Urban Harvest. They're here with us.
Hey, Urban
And we
Harvest.
thank you very much for
Thank you for
joining
signing
us.
in. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
so much.
Yes, if there's anything that you want us to air about this show that we're talking about, feel free and we'll post it out there. We love having you here, and be sure to like and subscribe and come on back again. Bring your friends. But as I was saying about these, the things that we see in the stores when I was young, and I would go out and buy produce with my mom, I didn't think anything about a bite from a bird. And I didn't think the bird had bird flu or it's some avian flu going on. We didn't think about the fact that it was sprayed. And so imperfection was normal in fruits and vegetables and in people too, right?
Yes.
So, but
very much.
nowadays, everything is non-perfect. It has to be shiny. The sides have to be symmetrically even. You're looking at, you should take a ruler in, take a photo of it, and be able to put it on TikTok or something to make sure it's just sizable and around. So it's our imagery of things too. It's not. I'm not going to just blame the big box stores. It's us as well, because we're getting to that point too, that we're fed so much data that if it doesn't look right and see right, or it doesn't seem right, it's not going to be appealing to us in any way, shape, or
Right.
form. You know, when we used to cook food, the big boxes and the big pots, our parents served food out of a pot.
Yes, it did.
And that pot would go around, and we call it family style. You ate from the pot. You never worried about that it had to be set on a plate. Now we call it pairing. You have to have certain things to go with certain things, certain wines to go with certain foods. You have to
Right.
have, there's a lot of etiquettes in our eating, in our lifestyle. There's etiquettes in every area now that we follow,
I agree.
instead of just saying we are natural beings. So that's me. I'm more of a hippie, and that's another conversation again too. But back to the appeal. Appeal gives you that inviting, I would say, image.
Right.
So it's very profitable for the stores. It's profitable for the farmers because they did their part. Even if they did grow organic, they're doing organic on their end. But the injustice or the justice part is done in the packaging, the manufacturing, and then also getting the right prices. So a lot goes into that, and it is an environment. It's a big deal, and I'm not going to say who's right or who's wrong, because we could be in a competition all day long. People are going to say yes, but they have to worry about this, and they're trying to do this, and greenhouse gases, and there are so many things that they could do. But to extend the life of these fruits and vegetables, we always go on YouTube and just watch some of these places that are not. They want to call them third world countries, Thailand, and you see Africa, you see places, India, and you'll see open markets.
Right.
And you know what? Those open markets, they put their stuff out for today and they sell it for today. And I noticed that in all of them, and I really like that. And I feel blessed to even watch that, because those are the kind of videos I like to engage in for entertainment as well as resting.
Right.
What we see in our grocery stores is there and it's pretty. But that's the imitation portion of, and I love the story, but I'm going to say, because it's convenient. But you think about those places, they go out there to their fields.
Right.
They harvest.
They do.
They rinse whatever they need to do with it, bring it
stream
out.
water.
Yeah, whatever water they have that's available, clean, and then they present it to you, and you have a certain amount of time that that you're going to go home and put that food on, make that dinner with it, and they're probably healthier because they go to the store probably on a regular basis. The next day they're back at the market again.
Right.
That producer is going to produce enough again for her village to go and sell again for what she needs to buy for herself to feed her family, and then also those people are going to buy. But we don't have that kind of system
We
here.
don't. We
Our
don't.
system is so moved, and we're so far removed from our food and from the land and from the soil. We have to accept the powers to be people. I didn't say the name.
Several powers to be.
I'm trying not to say the name.
Several powers to
The
be.
powers to be people, because there's a lot of them. I mean, really, if you want to look at it, that name that I wasn't going to say, there's so many of them, and there's more of them than there are other people that are not.
And I can't believe you outed that name.
I didn't
like
say that.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I'm going to move on, because what? I didn't
think
say
it's
it.
funny.
It
It
I'm
needs
just
to be
saying
said.
that it's so many people. The people are there, so we have to be the ones that are the lesser people. Like myself, I'm a lesser person. I feel that is just doing the lesser thing. I like doing the lesser thing.
I like the way we do lesser.
I like to do the lesser, because the lesser to me is more. My
We seem to get better bounty doing lesser.
But hey, our grandkids look at us like we were like prehistoric, but they kind of like it too,
they do.
because we take everything back. So to me, I'm looking at the competition. I'm looking at what you have to go through to grow food, what they have to do. So I'm not mad at the supermarkets, but I do want to out one supermarket that I asked the question, and my husband will show you on the interview that I went in, because again, there is some people that are saying no.
I agree.
And
let
they-
me come back to
Yeah,
this
they-
camera before I get that.
Yeah, and they should be, given their props and accolades, and maybe you should shop there more. But this is a question I think each of us should ask. If you're worried about it, go in and ask the people at the stores and see what answers they give you. Yeah, and again, there's more than, I plan on doing this when I have to buy any of I do the research, and then I'm going to go and ask the question. So I'm there, and I'm asking the question, and I don't see a volume. See, didn't I tell y'all to tell him to volume today? But see, he was so interested. I'm getting on board. I'm going to get on there, and I'm just going to sign you on. Are you ready? That's him. But
I am
he
a
has no
newbie,
volume.
and I'm learning. So
Oh, now he wants to say that. Now he's going to print out and say, I'm a baby. Don't attack me. I'm just a little bitty baby. I'm going to punch him
I
right
got
in the shoulder.
I got another.
Where's my volume?
I'll give you a volume right now.
So this manager, he's a manager in the store, by the way, or assistant manager. I see him all the time, and I was really excited that he wanted to share the information because, you know, a lot of people are not, and we did run into someone, we didn't get a chance to film them, that was saying no to, you know, I don't have any answers.
Right.
So you're going to get it both ways, but this person was very pliable and reasonable, and he told us the stance of the store. And there. Yay, for my husband.
Hold on.
All right now. All right. You got it. He's getting it.
I'm trying to get it together here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, if he can get that sound in there, you can hear it from his own words.
Yes.
But I just think it's good because if we participate more like this, you know, all those stores everything is being video recorded. These managers and the owners are going to hear this, and hey, it might get a little bit better, right?
It might. We hope.
Yeah. You know,
We
because
can only hope.
yeah, we're just urban gardeners. We don't have a big farm, so you know, whatever we can get, we take.
Right.
So the sound is not there again. So I'm just going to tell you that this guy right here, he was in total agreement, and he told us about how they felt about the Apeel. There's Eddy Apeel, Organic Apeel. He said they don't use any of those, not one of them.
We want to let you know when it does come in.
Okay.
And you can take with me, of course. We do just have to keep in mind that some of there are larger cases. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I do have the space for it. And
You already passed it.
I have to sell them. I do put it out.
Right.
But sometimes I just don't have the continually available to keep that on the floor.
Right.
Most of the time I
He's telling us that we can order special order too if I want to in bulk, and they will do the same thing because sometimes I'll be making juice for, you know, different people and customers, and when I have not like a certain vegetable in stock or enough of it in my garden, I can go and get the organic from them. And if I need it in advance, and they've done that, like a case of dandelions, they have growers that will actually they'll put my name on the list, and within 3 to 5 days I can have it shipped in, and that's something to know. And then once again, these are things that are not chemical.
He's the owner of the store of natural grocers.
Yeah. Do not want to be advised in case, of course, if you do a special order, I'll just do an order and let you know when it does come in.
Okay.
And you can just take it with me, of course. We do just have to keep in mind that some of there are larger cases. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I do have the space for it, and we'll stock it and see how it goes. Sometimes I have to sell them. I do put it out.
Right.
But sometimes I just don't have the continually available to keep that on the floor.
Right.
Most of the time I can tend to like cycle through it, but if it sells, it sells.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Really don't need these out here, so that's perfect. So thank you so much.
Zach?
Of course, of course.
Pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you guys. If you have any questions, please let us know.
Okay.
So my husband did an interview before that. I don't know why he didn't show that one, but he asked the gentleman the questions about the
This is the second
produce,
part then.
and I think that might be coming in.
Natural grocers, here to pick naturally vegetables that have not had any of the Apeel chemicals put on it. And we're here because we appreciate getting good food that's locally sourced, whether in our city or in southern Nevada. So we ask you that you would be careful about reading the labels on your food and using the Apeel on there.
I'm asking them at that point right there about the Opeel.
Get vegetables that are sustainably picked and that you will be able to have what you need for your health. So you don't use Apeel?
We don't use Apeel, Opeel, that's something we don't allow in our store.
Okay.
So something that's
You see that?
specifically, we stop it, because there's nothing that is.
Definite answer.
Oh, yes.
Apeel or Opeel, so we use one.
Okay.
And all of it's 100%.
Yep. Been shopping with you for years. Yep.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. When you can get a direct answer, and you can find this on the websites, the Natural Grocers is, they actually have a petition that you can sign. which I've already done to participate in this because it is wrong. The farmers go through a lot of work, and there are a lot of the small farmers. Now, natural grocers, they make sure all of their food is organic and certified that way. How, to go and then spend your extra money, because, we all know that the dollars are there too. We pay a lot of more money.
We do.
Lots more for
We do.
organics.
Yeah.
You're spending your money, and then to come and find out that it's been dumbed down and we have a lot of sensitivities. People are getting cancers and wondering why, and that gives people a lot of less hope to saying, well, I've been eating healthy, I've been juicing and doing all these things. These
Right.
chemicals are going right into your bloodstream. And guess what? They've been doing this for over 2 decades.
A long time.
Just like the water. We're finding out on the later, we've been the test dummies,
We
the
have,
test
yeah.
rats, the lab rats for so long because they come out and they make this big announcement that these things are safe for people and you can consume them, and they'll put all of their fact sheets out. And 20 years later, then it will come down to the fact that this is the leading cause of some type of cancer,
Right.
children having different spectrum disorders and other things that we don't understand that. And so to take all of that to just saying simply, if you're going to take the time to grow organic, then it should be organic. Organic is organic. How did organic get to be, but organic, let me add in 10 chemicals or 20?
I've always said that you never know. The movement is strong to be organic
Yeah.
in the industry of farming and urban gardens.
Yeah.
And I know the government structure is set up to come out and certify that you are an organic grower. But with the seeds that you get from the supermarkets, that are organic or heirloom seeds or certified organic.
Well, remember, they can also do the same thing.
Exactly. And that's just where I was heading, and that's what's so unnerving.
It is, but I would, if at this point we're so late in the game
Right.
in time, if you have to get a seed that's organic, but we know they've done some things to modify it, the best thing to do is be able to get that seed into good soil. And you know what? Keep your seed and keep growing your own seeds from that
Right.
seed.
Exactly.
Seed-
First generations.
Yes,
Yeah.
seed, and then do the same thing. Take your seeds and save them again because now you're getting a pure strand.
Exactly. That's
Because
true.
we wonder why every year we're just going out and buying the same ones, but why not? You can do something to improve that by
Right.
saving your seeds.
Right.
Now you have a better,
Right.
better crop the next year and the year after that. And same thing with your soil.
Better generation of seeds.
Yeah.
Right. Mhm.
So why organic? Why organics? Fewer pesticides, right?
Right. Fewer pesticides.
So this is the reason we grow. We grow because we don't want to use the pesticides. We're trying to use our land in an organic way and fashion. And did you know that the gardeners and farmers use over at least 300 pesticides on a routine basis? At
kidding?
least 300. That's how many. That's the minimum. And so, you're dodging a lot of that if you're going to be doing your own organic gardening. If you're going to be organic or doing organic gardening, and with organic, remember, you're allowed to use up to 15 pesticides. I said 10, but it's really 15.
So we're walking around in these physical bodies being pickled.
Yeah, all the time.
From mild to high pickled
Yeah.
produce.
Right.
And we think we're eating healthy.
And you want to do what? Avoid chemicals. That's
At
the
all
whole
costs,
reason.
yes.
That's one of the reasons why you are doing the organic gardening. You want to avoid chemicals. So the best way to do that and give yourself resist the risk of getting diseases, pathogens, and all other different things is to just strictly
Ready to connect.
not expose yourself.
Right.
So, for me, that's what organic means. I mean,
Growing your own.
right. So starting with organic for us is working with your soil.
Right.
My husband makes his own Jadam solution, and we talked about that before in all of our previous videos, and you can see that. But amending your soil to get your soil where it's organic. Seeds don't even know what it is now to even uptake organic nutrients.
Right.
So that's a different game changer too, because they're so used to the chemicals. They call them plants on crack, because when you get the plants from your nurseries, they're trying to get those plants out, and guess what? They do the same thing. When you go to these big box, and I'm not naming stores, but you're getting all these little starter plants. They are truly just what they say, starters.
Right.
And if they're not certified organic, and even if they were, they spray them on whatever they need to get them out the door. And have you noticed that my husband always calls them, they have the STDs?
Oh yes, plant STDs, people.
Yes, and that's
Yeah.
his name, because if those plants stay there for more than a week or two,
They're gonna get cooties.
they will. Yeah, so if there's a truck coming in, we try to rush in and get it. That was our thing, because immediately when you get those plants,
Right.
it changes And the plants are, you can see the death in them and the soil.
Right.
And the soil is so terrible. You want to take all the soil off that's in that little cube.
Before you put it in the
Because you know
ground.
that they haven't been fed anything, and those plants will just wilt and die immediately. So for us, it's all about the soil. This is a still gardening in February because we're still having produce and we're not ready. We do have seedlings started.
We do.
In little cold boxes or
Right.
whatever you want to call those little boxes that we have out there. So
Right.
they're starting, but at the same time, we're still thriving and flourishing off of what we had from the fall
Every day.
to winter. Yes,
Every
every day.
day.
There's something in there. So for us to be organic is everything. Is using healthy soil, avoiding GMO plants. We do seed saving. We're doing all of those things. We're enhancing the soil. Soil health is everything because we know once my husband does the soil, better healthy soil means better plants. And these are the plant productions that we get from having that wonderful soil. I can go and get dandelions and kale anytime. Yes, do I fight the bugs? Absolutely. But I would rather fight a bug because I know they're fighting just like me to get their meal.
But we do give them a little special gift of electrocution.
Oh, well, yeah, you know what? We tried different methods, and our latest one is that we had a lot of little moth type critters flying around. So we put up the bug zapper.
Right.
My husband put the bug zapper. That solved their problem. We put the bug, and you know what? It's so nice and still in there. I was like, there's no movement in the air because right now they're laying their eggs and they're trying to do things. And I said, we have to, kind of tone it down, even though we're taking down a lot of stuff. But at the same time, and we're putting things on the ground for the little
Right.
the crawly critters, the
Right.
sand and things. Those mitigations are all natural. So by any means necessary, and you guys heard my latest one, which is the hack. I take guinea hen weed, rosemary, sage, all of the things that they don't attack, and I noticed out there, and I'm applying those
Right.
on for pesticides against those. So there are so many natural ways to say, hey, do I have to go and do this other chemical stuff? By no means do I want to mix these greens with going to the store and paying top dollar and then juicing them, feeling like, oh, I just have some additives.
And our greens have holes in them.
Yes, they
So
do.
the
Yeah.
insects love our greens, our produce.
Yeah.
So if the insects love them, they know that they're going after the nutrition that's in the foliage or the plant.
Yes.
And you go to the store, you don't see holes and imperfections, I call them. And in Japan, they pay a premium to get produce that is natural with the holes or some bugs have been feeding off of it because they know that it's filled with nutritional micro and macronutrients and enzymes.
Yes.
So this is our garden that's being shown here.
Yeah.
We just wanted to give you a little tour of that my wife goes out there. She's a certified herbalist. She's a master herbalist, and she saved my life. It's a little bit off script, but I wanted to tell you what you're looking at is how she heals us and what she provides for us in our meals.
Well, I guess the part that you said with meals is what I was going to segue into. And the other advantage is your meals. In minutes, you cannot get this from any other place. Biblically speaking, the Bible says life begets life. So when you're taking a plant, any type of plants,
Right.
whether it's herb or vegetables, fruit, and you cut off the life force, the arm, so now it's in the state of death,
Right,
dying.
exactly.
It's not dead all the way. It's not. But all of a sudden, now you're going to take it and transfer this, I don't know, airplane rides away,
Thousands of miles, right.
where all this food, and then they're spraying it, like I said, like putting makeup on and saying, we're just going to make sure we do a nice still photo of you, pretend that you're still alive.
Right,
But
exactly.
those nutrients are dying. They're, even when you're juicing, if you don't do those juices immediately, and I do sometimes frozen juices because I am tired as well, but I know it's coming from my garden, and I'll put my juices in the refrigerator for 2 or 3 days, or either flash freeze them, but because I know I'm getting more vitamins out of those than I am in the store.
Right.
But imagine what you're getting. You just have the color there, and somebody's put some preservatives in there, and you're really not getting the nutrients. When you fix your meals from here, I made quiche the other day, a vegetable quiche. I did a stir fry. I'm
Yes.
doing something every day out of my garden, but I'm getting life to life because immediately, if I'm doing juicing the same way, I'm making basil tea. I'm getting life, and I'm getting macro and micronutrients.
Exactly.
And it's from the A to Z realm.
Right.
You're getting everything that you should be getting instead of just maybe 2 or little things, and we're wondering why we're deficient.
Right.
We're deficient because everything comes in a crushed tablet or it's coming looking like it's alive, but it's not. It's just
Right.
like when you buy flowers, fresh flowers, and then they will put all of the chemicals in them to make them last. They're doing the same thing to our plants. So growing a garden has so many advantages, and the thing is, it's going to be a healthier you.
Very healthy.
How often do we make new cells? I know that they were talking about 10 days. Our body rejuvenates everything on our body daily, and in 3 weeks, your body is basically
got a new body.
You almost have a new body. There's other parts that take a little longer, and that's wonderful. But the thing about rejuvenation is you get that by eating live foods.
Exactly.
So life begets life, and that's a
Right.
biblical statement that I'm making. Is that we should assume that life begets life. If you're going to put life in your body from a plant, why would you want someone to adulterate it?
And your body becomes alkaline in the process.
Absolutely. You want an alkaline body. And then for the future, what about our future? What about your grandchildren? What about the fact that you're trying to sustain seed, your own seed, children, and your great-grandchildren to come, that if we're dumbing this down and this stuff is staying in our bodies for 20, 30 years, and then you're passing it on to your children and they're passing it, and then we're wondering, we're yelling and saying our children something is wrong with them. Yeah, maybe it started with us.
Because they've been pickled formaldehyde with the chemicals that's coming in from the so-called produce from the store.
It's scary.
It's almost like zombies.
They don't even know what real food tastes like if it's not
They
in
don't.
a box or in a wrapper. And I think I love that part. When I have my grandchildren now, so I'm on a time thing to myself. But when I have my grandchildren and we're talking, I always tell them, they know Nana's going to cook something that comes in the form of looking like a bean.
Out of the garden.
Yeah, out of the garden. I'm going to add some freshness in there. They're taking stuff all day long. But I want them to understand that this is where your real food comes from. And I want them to work out there and do things. And we wanted to just say is protecting the future generations. And now we live in an area where there's an HOA.
Yes.
And it's, like I said, it's been brought to our attention this year. We got our newsletter for the first of the year. It looks fine and dandy. And then we turn the back page, and here they're talking about plantings. And they're telling us that, no, they used to be concerned with the front yard. They used to be concerned with the shrubbery, if you're going to put up a fence. And the newest development on this newsletter is stating that they want to know about, first of all, your shading, your patios and stuff like that. But then the part that really got us, and my husband is enlarging that the ARC committee must review all of these things. But look at this part: patios, porches, covers, railings, plantings.
Which it means gardens.
Plantings, people, look, planted trees and shrubs. Yes. So it used to be in the front, but this is now windbreakers. They want every area of your dwelling
That you pay for.
That you pay for every
Your
month.
tax dollars
Yes.
that you qualify for
Yes.
the bank. Your
Yes.
credit got you a
Yes.
nice house.
Hedges. So no longer, and it's a lot of gardeners that got into edible hedges, and your backyard, which was yours, is no longer yours now. They want to know about your plantings.
You essentially just staying in a dwelling, a structure, paying for it, and they're telling you basically when to breathe,
Yeah.
when to sleep,
And they're going to raise your taxes every year.
raise your taxes, and which you better not grow on your property.
And then there's the newest thing and where we're living at, they said that, they were going to start letting people, they wanted them to start growing
Oh,
trees.
yes.
And then they took it back. And now they're stating that something is coming out.
And home inspections.
Home inspections.
Monthly.
That they don't, also that they want, there will be no more backyards. All the houses they're building, they stopped putting front yards in anyway. They made everyone go with the gravel. And they were saying that was because of the lack of water, right?
Right.
Of course, that's changed, but yet and still, they're going to now saying that any new homes, and they're going to now by 2027, there will be no more backyards either. No more. So
more grass.
No more grass. They're saying, and basically, everyone is going to have to, I guess, go along with the desert landscaping, front and back. Even though people have pools, I choose not to have a pool, but I choose to have a garden.
You know what I just thought about? With these new regulations, you're basically homeless in your own home. You don't own it.
No, it's a big difference, though. I beg to differ. You
Well,
wanna know why?
but go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, because I want to say something.
No,
on that.
I'm just saying with this much control that they're advocating, that they now want to come by on a monthly basis. There's 1,200 homes in this division where we live at.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, 1,200 homes. So they want to come in. They want you to sign in applications so you can basically give your rights away so they can step on your property and come around the back of your house and see what's in your yard.
But the only reason I was going to make a joke out of it, but you're not homeless because actually you're the ones paying so you can be homeless. Because
Exactly.
You're paying the
Yeah,
money, you're
right.
paying the taxes, you're paying the insurance,
Right.
which goes up yearly.
Right.
I can attest to that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to be out totally broke.
Right.
Also, your health bills are going to be going up because you're going to be getting sick.
Yes.
Because you can't grow anything at all. So you're going to be the newest of the homeless because the homeless people are already used to being homeless.
Right.
We're in a home and we're homeless. Because
Exactly.
you're going to be having the same problems and the same issues, even more so because now you can't afford to take care of yourself. But the only thing you can do is afford to continue to pay the high water bills, powers, and then there I said I was not going to get political about anything.
It's not political. It's just
But you know
reality.
what the thing is to me, everyone, and all jokes aside, is you have to learn to be sustainable.
You have to.
Wherever you are. Take the guesswork out. I don't care about who's going to be the right person or the right powers to be or who's not. Take the guesswork away. Be sustainable. Find a way. Buy some land. Get a tiny home. Get out of the city limits. All of these things are considerations that are on our plates. At our age, they're on our plate.
And it
Because-
doesn't take much.
no, because we don't want to be those people that, again, that they're pushing us around and saying that, this is the only way. And again, a garden can be in a jar. I've been showing you guys
You
on
were
our,
reading my
on our
mind.
videos. A garden, you can sprout your seeds. And, I grew amaranth, which a lot of people have different names for that, callaloo, but they grow those little different seeds. And the amaranth seeds are really small. But you know what? You can grow your own everything. You can sprout a lot of these seeds. You can have microgreens. So a lot of your plants can be grown inside. And I think it's going to be a lot more people growing food indoors. A lot of your plants that you didn't know that you were growing inside is also medicine. If they're not food, they're medicine. There are so many different plants from Africa that are here in the United States that we are not aware of, that they're mostly medicine. Start looking up your plants and seeing the arsenal of goods that you have in your home already. Probably if you're not even, it might just be ornamental and you're thinking, oh, this is wonderful. Then you find out it's good for 5 or 6 different uses. So find out what you have and then see what you need to add into your arsenal. Start sprouting, make little gardens. Put some of your different, I would call them your citrus plants and trees like lemons and limes and kumquats, things of that nature. They can be on your patio or in your front, and they're decorative too, according to some of the, I shouldn't say all HOAs, but some of them
Right.
don't know what these are, and you can have those. But at the same time, pots are wonderful. We had potted gardens, and now we have raised beds, and we'll continue to. And until we are out of here, because yes, we do plan on moving, and we won't say exactly where, in the point of where we're looking. We know the direction we're going to go in, but we plan on continuing to have a harvest of plants and nutrition. You can't look at this big brown mustard. You can't beat that. And I mean, there's wonderful mustards in there. There's some basil. Every day, I don't care what it is. It's not it's a recipe. It's the fact that it's grown, it's clean, it's kale, it's food. It's food that's going to give me life. It's food that's going to cause me to be able to still move around and have more of me to give to not just my husband, my children, my grandchildren, and for myself and for you guys. So with that being said, is there anything you want to add to that?
No, I think you covered it all.
Okay. So
I think it looked like we had.
look at that pepper right there. I'm going to make something real good with that pepper. So be more sustainable.
Oh, I do have something to say, and I'm glad that we have so many people chiming in on our garden YouTube page.
Yes.
And we really thank all of you
Yes.
who showed interest in our garden activities. And in turn, when you subscribe to our channel, we support you because we believe that this is a business for us. This is a love of life for us to be able to convey information to other
goes my
people
ginger.
and be able to also share your knowledge, that we learn from you. So we subscribe to your channels. Every time that you subscribe to us, we subscribe to you. There are some channels that I check into that they may not have been active since maybe 10 years, 15 years, maybe with a few videos, but we would encourage you not to stop the work that you're doing on your channels.
Right.
But we thank you so much for subscribing to our channels. We encourage you to do so. And I'm using a system called Ecamm, so at any time, we can also invite you in on our show. Just like a FaceTime or Google Meet, you can be in on the show when we broadcast. So if you show that interest, leave us a note in our description below, or in the comment section, and I'll get back with you. I usually answer comments within hours to the longest is 48 hours. But most of the time, if I notice it the morning I get up, I go answer it that day, so you can check back to the comments and see that I responded back to you. Because it's important that you know that you're just not making comments, but we want you to know we see you. We see the work that you're doing on your own channels, and we will subscribe to you. So continue to support us. We appreciate it, my wife and I, and we really enjoy having you on our show.
And we want to mention one more thing. We do, just like I told you about where we're going and what we're trying to do and finding our own village. We would love for you to join us at our other channel. Our other channel, we have posted videos. It's rarely new, so it's just starting. We started at the first of the year and where we've been, and this gives you a little bit more insight on us and our family and how we're traveling to find to do just what we're doing right now, but on a different level. And that name and the title of that channel is Genesis.
Genesis to Revelations.
And that's the number 2, Genesis to Revelations.
Epic Exploration. In short, it's called G, number 2, R-E-E. G2RE.
He's going to leave this information down in our links below.
I will.
So you'll be able to get that. But be sure to go and subscribe and like to that channel as well. You'll see lots of information. We have wonderful information on all of the things we do. We also have our herbal store called the Herbal Triage. And that's the school that I attended. Dr. Christopher, the School of Natural Healing, and I have over 500 different herbs that are made also by that company, and my own line of herbs. I have one that's there, and I'll have more of my own private line that's there as well. But we are subscribing to the lifestyle of trying to be better and self-sufficient in ways that we can do more things on our own instead of depending on the system that we truly see that is failing. It has failed us and has failed the generations to come. So if you want to make a difference, be able to subscribe and like and go to our channels and help us on our journey. And remember, no mission is impossible with Yahweh. We can do all things through Yahshua who gives us strength. Be sure to like and tune in to the next time.
Till next time.
To the next time. Take
Thank
care.
you. Thank you, guys. Woo. I like it. Two, 2, 4.